What up? Welcome to a new episode of the BrandonJaneau Show. As you know, I am Brandon Janeau. And like always, all podcast platforms are everywhere. BrandonJaneau Show. Social media platforms. Instagram, Threads, BrandonJaneau. Facebook, The BrandonJaneau Show. And of course, TikTok, BrandonJaneau Show. Go follow me on all of those social media platforms everywhere. And of course, um, YouTube channel, Brandon Janeau Show. Go subscribe, comment. I do comment back. Hit the like button. It helps in the algorithms. Um, so yeah, it is wrestling life. So this past week, I went on a bit of a rant. Bit of a rant. Sorry about that. Went on a rant about how I just feel like 2025 has not been good as a wrestling fan. Um, Now somebody stitched my video um of me talking about Battleground and saying it wasn't good, and it wasn't. It doesn't change my opinion. But I appreciate him for doing that. I appreciate because again, there's a lot of people nowadays that I think just feel like when you do something like this, you're bashing something and you're just bashing it and bashing it. And it's like, I'm not bashing it. I want it to be good. I want it to be better than good. I want it to be damn near great. I don't want to continuously watch something and be bored. Like what are we doing? What are we doing? I truly believe that wrestling in 2025 just hasn't been good this year. Just hasn't. Um, like I say all the time, man. We can agree to disagree. Um, and Battleground wasn't great. It wasn't particularly great. But let's start it off with this. Last night, AEW. There are a lot of spots in AEW last night that was just unnecessary. Very unnecessary. Holly Cameron broke her nose in it seems like a tornado tag, which was like a hardcore match, which I don't know why you put those women in a fucking hardcore match when they literally had them. This is literally what they did with Don Moxley and Pope. Uh, you know, oh, the fans didn't like the main event. Okay, we're gonna enhance the problem by fucking making it a fucking street fight. Why? Like we're gonna enhance it by making a nine, no disqualification, pretty much. It's just like, what the fuck are we doing? Why? Why are you doing that? I don't understand the decision making. Like, you got bashed, you got backlash for having these women on the pre-show, and they lost, Megan Bain and Penelope Ford, and you got backlash for it, and you're like, okay, we're gonna show you, we're gonna put this match back on the card, and we're gonna show you, and we're gonna put them in a bigger spotlight by having them on Dynamite in a hardcore match, a street fight match, a tornado tag match, where anything goes. Why? Like I don't understand the fucking decision making. I don't understand it. Like I don't get it. I don't get it, and I damn sure don't understand it. Like, and again, people don't like criticism nowadays, and I hate saying criticism because it's not fucking criticism. It's just a it's my vantage point. It's my viewpoint of what I'm watching. And it's just like, what the fuck are you doing? There's no reason to have these women in that match. Why? Why? Like, oh, Brandon, they got beef. That it still doesn't answer the question. Like, it doesn't answer the question. You had a match with these women Sunday. You turn around Wednesday, and give them a match again. No time to breathe. No time to say set it up. No time to set it up. You didn't even give a chance to set it up. You could have created a story out of this, and you didn't even do that. Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. And I'm sorry that I don't get it. And I know I'm supposed to try to like, you're supposed to care. You're supposed to get. No, man, I don't. I don't get it. You got two. Like I said, Harley Cameron got hurt, broken nose. They're also saying Anna Jay also had a broken nose in that match. It's just ridiculous, man. And then last night you had Kyle Fletcher and Adam Cole fight each other in one of the most terrifying spots I've seen in a minute. The Zoe Stark spot was the Zoe Stark spot a couple weeks ago on Monday Night Raw was just very poorly executed, and she just got hurt really bad, really bad. Prayers of her. Hopefully you come back and get back in that ring soon. This was done, but you know, Kyrie Sane ain't been in the ring in a minute. Things can happen. Anything can happen with that. Kyle Fletcher and Adam Cole have been doing this for a while now. Also, like, and what I mean by like, they've been doing it for a while. I mean, they've been in the ring with each other a couple times now, so they know how to work with each other. The fact of the matter is, has Kyle Fletcher ever done that move? I think I've seen him do it against Will Ospreay. I can't remember, but how many times have Kyle Fletcher actually did the pop up power bomb kind of like on an apron? How many times has he done that? Because if it's very small, then why are you doing that on a fucking TV match just to just get a pop? Like it just doesn't make sense. Anything could go wrong in that situation, man. And today I had to see people under Mr. Williams TikTok because he tagged me in it. He had me in it. But that spot was unnecessary. It was unnecessary. It was very unfucking necessary. It did not need to be done, and it didn't need to be done. Like it just did not need to be done. Especially a man like Adam Cole who has had concussion problems. The same type of injury that left Daniel Bryan out for damn near a decade. Like yeah, Daniel Bryan was out for like what 4 or 5 years because of concussions. It just doesn't make sense to have that spot in that match. Why? Like why are we doing it? It just I didn't understand. That could have killed that man. Like what are we doing? Like I just and then you did it on the hardest part of the fucking ring, the apron. Everybody knows that. Every wrestling fan, wrestler, everybody knows what is the hardest spot of the entire ring, and it's the fucking ring apron. Everybody knows that because it's actual real fucking metal rails behind trying to keep these, and you just did that shit, bro. It's just like I don't understand that. Like my biggest concern and biggest complaint with people in this modern lifestyle we live, this modern day life that we live in, is that a lot of motherfucking people cannot accept being called out for stupidity. That was stupid. That was just plain old stupid. Like you should have never done it. You can sit there and spin the narrative as many times as you want to. Oh, but WWE does it. We're not talking about WWE. We're talking about AEW. I'm sick and tired of motherfuckers always want to try bring in the other man. You want to talk about you want to always bring in somebody else to get mad at the shit. Like we're not talking about them. We talk about you. Why the fuck can you not handle criticism? What is wrong with you niggas? Like what is wrong with you? I can't understand this shit. I really do. I despise that shit. I despise that shit because it's like you cannot handle. Oh, y'all like we could probably find tons of spots in wrestling. In wrestling, I'm pretty sure we could find tons of fucking spots. TNA, Triple A, CMLL, New Japan, WWE, AEW. We can find all types of spots where certain spots are just a little choppy, very choppy. Look at Saturday Night Main Event with Selena Vega and Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green ended up with a broken fucking nose in that fucking match. It should have never ended like that. She should have never had a broken nose because the fucking match was choppy. It was sloppy. Of course, we can sit up here. I can easily call some shit out from WWE. How the fuck did Chelsea Green end up with a broken fucking nose? It should have never happened. It's like, what are we doing? I'm just like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I don't understand it. You calling out WWE for a spot that AEW botched? Okay, but how does that fix AEW's situation? Because AEW almost got this man fucking damn near killed last night. That's an AEW, not an WWE. That's an AEW situation. You trying to say, well, this is wrestling. No shit that it's wrestling. We know it's wrestling. But we're trying, you are putting your life, these wrestlers are putting their lives into their opponent's hands. And you do a fucked up situation, you do a fucked up move like that last night. It makes me question, what the fuck are y'all learning? And why is that okay? Why is that okay? Nobody's actually asked that question. Why is that okay? Like, like I said, how many times has Kyle Fletcher actually done that move to the point where you were like, okay, do it in a match? I don't know how much Adam Cole and him talk because they got to put the match together. I don't know if Adam Cole sat there and was like, hey, that's cool. Let's do that spot. I'm assuming Adam Cole agreed to do that spot. But at the same time, that's very stupid on his part, too. Why would you do that? It's like, I don't know, man. That's very stupid. Speaking of AEW, let's keep it here. Why not? Last night, they are starting the hype train for a All In, which is great. The opening segment, you had Adam Heyman Page, Will Ospreay, and Swerve Strickland, all talking about how they need to come together. Well, Royal Ospreay was talking about how they all need to come together and take out the Death Riders, get the belt back for AEW, and woo and all that other shit. Um, and Adam Heyman Page and Swerve Strickland, who've literally tried to kill each other the last couple of years, um, literally trying to kill each other the last couple of years, was like, man, fuck what you talking about. I'm not teaming up with this motherfucker. Are you serious? I'm not teaming up with him. Here's my thing. I got a feeling if this is the truth, Tony Khan has a vision. I've heard for years how Tony Khan, if he has a plan, he wants to stick to it no matter what. If the plan, if the plan is for, if the plan is for Darby Allin to beat John Moxley, I don't give a fuck who John Moxley's fighting the next couple of months. That's his plan. He's gonna stick to it. There is no reason, none. There's no reason for Adam Heyman Page to lose to John Moxley at all. There's no reason. Outside of the fact that Tony Khan just has this feeling that it needs to be Darby Allin. It needs to be Darby Allin. That's the only reason for you to even decide to make a move like this. Reports came out after Double or Nothing that Will Ospreay and Adam Heyman Page both did not understand. Not I won't say they did not understand. Will Ospreay and Adam Heyman Page both said that they said that they wanted the other one to win. Adam Heyman Page says he wants, he wanted Will Ospreay to win. Will Ospreay was like Adam Heyman Page win it. There's been a lot of that's because they're just good company guys. Yeah, that could be true, but also they probably also know what the fucking ending is gonna be, which is they're not beating John Moxley, and that's the biggest situation. I truly believe they have built this storyline to kind of rival. And I know, I'm sorry, AEW fans, I'm sorry, cover your ears because I'm about to say something that's going to be WWE related. They built the Darth Vader storyline angle to kind of rival the Bloodline. That's what they did. They built it to kind of have that same storytelling feel of the Bloodline, and it just hasn't connected, and it doesn't work, and it just isn't good. John Moxley is not a storyteller like Roman is. Shit, he ain't even a storyteller like Seth is. He's just not that guy. He's never been that guy. You can cut a promo here and there, but you're just not that guy. They have tried to make this storyline have that intensity. Like whoever beats John Moxley, it's gonna be a moment. The only reason why it's gonna be a moment because we're gonna be like, finally, this fucking storyline is over. Thank God. But it won't be a moment like Cody. It just won't. I have a feeling that they're gonna do what WWE did in 39 with WrestleMania. They're gonna have the Death Riders go over. They're gonna have John Moxley go over. Reason why is because they want the backlash. This is why I hate when I hear people say, "Well, all press is good press." Sometimes it's not. No, all press is not good press, motherfucker. Who the fuck told you that? Sometimes bad press is just that bad fucking press. Like it's not. Bad press is just that, nigga. Bad fucking press. I think people have this weird ass thing where if you let somebody tell you that, like, if you let people tell you enough that this is good, you start to believe it, and that's not facts. It's not. My feeling on this, my feeling on this is that John Moxley is going to go over Adam Heyman Page. I don't think Swerve is going to come out there and try to help. Will Ospreay is going to come out there and try to help. Samoa Joe and the Ops are going to come out there and try to help. You know, all these guys are going to try to come out there and help. But I think that the Death Rider is just going to skirt away and get the damn win. I just can't see that the vision of Tony Khan has been Darby Allin, and then you get no payoff of Darby Allin taking a belt from him. I just don't see it because whoever, by the way, when John Moxley loses this belt, the Death Riders are done. You do know that, right? So if the payoff is Darby Allin, they're probably going to use Darby Allin to get the belt from John Moxley. That's just the way it's going to be. The payoff is Darby Allin. That's what they want. They want Darby Allin to be the guy. And that's just facts. Now, AEW fans can get mad at that, but that's just the truth. Darby Allin is going to be the guy that takes the belt from John Moxley. That's just the facts. I believe Will Ospreay should have gotten his belt a long time ago. Adam Heyman Page should have been Swerve Strickland's opponent at All In last year. You're just trying to now go backwards and fix what you did last year. Which, by the way, Adam Heyman Page kind of screwed Swerve last year and All In. So what makes me think Swerve is just gonna turn around and just team up with this motherfucker now? The fucking sense is that what that make? I believe the Death Riders are just gonna win at All In. I think John Moxley's gonna keep this belt at All In. Would I be surprised if he loses? I'll be thoroughly surprised. I will be fucking amazed if he actually loses. Fuck that. I will be amazed if he loses. I'll be amazed. I'll be goddamn shocked if he lost. Same thing with Mercedes Moné. I have been calling for Toni Storm to beat Mercedes for weeks. When this shit even was, when she was in the Owen Hart Cup and I saw her name in it, and I'm like, she's winning that shit. She's winning that shit. There's never been a time where I've actually had to pause and think that Mercedes Moné was not going to fight Toni Storm at some point. This is going to happen, and now it is happening. Mercedes is. I have a really bad feeling that she's also going to win. And it's like, why? Why? Why is she winning? Why? You just pretty much just said, fuck all them belts that you have. The TBS title, she still has, by the way. So she's just gonna keep the TBS title in the AEW Women's Championship. It's like if Tony Storm loses, I'm not like everybody on social media is like if she loses, she should just leave the company and go to WWE. No. If Tony Storm loses, what the fuck is next for Tony Storm? Just got rid of. I'm assuming you just lost Mariah May. She may be going into the WWE. So Mariah May is gone. You have done absolutely nothing with Jamie Hayter. You just fed her to a new talent last night. What are we doing? The women's division in AEW, all of those names, all of that talent, all of that. Are you building Will and Nightingale to be? Are we building Will and Nightingale to be the one that beats Mercedes? I can see it. I mean, I can see it. I definitely can see it. I don't see the point of, but like John Moxley, I feel the same thing with Mercedes. Until it happens, I'm picking them to win the match, no matter what the fuck. I have watched too much wrestling, but particularly, I know too many fucking bookers. When you love someone, you're gonna always book them the way they want to book them. Brock Lesnar, perfect example with Vince McMahon. There were tons of times Brock Lesnar should have dropped that belt to Braun Strowman when he was hot, Samoa Joe when he was hot. There were tons of times where Brock Lesnar could have dropped that belt in 600 fucking days. And what did they do? They waited and waited and waited and waited and waited and waited. And they're just like, okay, dude, like you're just feeding everybody this motherfucker. What are we doing? Same thing with the AEW situation. WWE. Worlds Collide looks like better show than the NXT Battleground. Like I said, when I started this, a lot of people got upset with me because I said Battleground wasn't good. Battleground wasn't good. And I still stand on that. That's my opinion. It is not yours. I don't give a fuck what your opinion is. That's my opinion. Battleground was not good. You got to realize, like, bro, Stand and Deliver was April 19th. Battleground was May 25th. They, it felt like they only built one match, and that was Trick. That was Trick and Joe Hendry. That was the only match they actually generally built. That's why I main evented. Obafemi did not get an opponent until like 2 weeks before the fucking PLE. And it was Miles Bourne in a fucking battle royal. Who, if you didn't watch NXT for weeks, you didn't see him actually have matches with people for fucking weeks without the no quarter catch crew. And then Kalani and Soruka was also thrown on the card like at the last second. Even though we kind of could have sang that, but I was also like, well, maybe Jada Parker gets in that match, or maybe you give it a Thea Hale. Like, I wouldn't be surprised they would have given it to somebody else. It didn't have to be Kalani, but it was the 1 year anniversary of her actually winning the first ever North American Championship. So I get that you had to give her something, but it's only building Zarya turning on Soruka at some point. That's all it's building. And then you threw a 6-man tag team match on the card that had nothing to do with each other. Like, Josh Briggs had nothing to do with Hank and Tank. Hank and Tank had nothing to do with Josh Briggs. It was just like, what the fuck are we doing? That is why I said that Battleground kind of was just like, the only match that made sense that didn't have that much build, but it made sense was Jordan Grace and Stephanie Vicker. That was the only one that actually made logical sense because These are the two women that are left standing from the Julia. And by the way, it's fucked up that you also signed Zarya a couple of months. She was the fourth woman signed around this time period. It was Julia, then it was Stephanie, then it was Jordan, then it was Zarya. And Zarya actually got signed before Jordan. Yeah, Zarya got signed before Jordan. Jordan got signed like in January. Uh, um, yeah, Zarya got signed like December because she was in the Eyes of Iron challenge. She got signed like November, December. And Jordan Grace didn't get signed to January. I mean, she was coming in doing some things with WWE, but she was never fully signed until January. So it's like you pretty much Zarya is just like thrown to the wayside a little bit there. That's why I kept saying I thought that she would be the one that would kind of go up against Stephanie at some point and take the belt from her. But anyway, Worlds Collide feels better, feels like a better show already than Battleground. It just feels like it's a better show. Um, you got that fatal four-way match for the North American Championship with Ethan Page, Javon Evans, Ray Phoenix, and the Luchador from Triple A. I'm looking forward to that fucking match. That's gonna be great. Then Kingo versus Chad Gable. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a little pissed off that it's not El Grande Americano because when the fuck are you going to end this goddamn character? Listen, I love El Grande Americano. I love El Grande Americano, but it does feel like it has a shelf life. It's like at some point you have to get the mask off of Chad Gable, right? It's like eventually maybe it's at SummerSlam. Maybe it's SummerSlam. Maybe you're waiting for Rey Mysterio. I'm assuming that's who y'all waiting to give that match to and say mask for mask. I'm assuming that's what that match is gonna be. It's gonna be a mask for mask match with him and Rey Mysterio, but we don't know how long Rey Mysterio is going to physically be out. The man just had knee surgery again. We have no idea how long Rey Mysterio is going to physically be out. So it doesn't make sense to continuously have this. That's what I'm assuming. That's what I'm assuming. It's Rey Mysterio. It's going to be Rey Mysterio in El Grande Americano. Winner mask for mask. It's going to be whoever loses has to give up their mask. That's what I'm assuming. That's what the fuck I'm thinking. It's because Penta, Dragon Lee, Ray Phoenix. Now you got Triple A. You could have picked anybody to have a mask for mask match with Grande Americano, and it just feels like you are just not choosing them because it feels like you gave that spot to Rey Mysterio. I feel like you need to book it differently. Uh, Again, like I don't know how long Ray is going to be out. Ray just literally had surgery on his knee again. We have no idea how long Ray is going to physically be out. But yeah, I like the World's Collide pay per view way more already, card wise, because it feels like a card that you could just throw shit on it. Because we don't know how this is going to look. It's a Worlds Collide. It doesn't need to have story. It's just a Worlds Collide. The only match right now that actually has a story is Stephanie and Lola Vice versus the two women from Triple A. That's the only match that actually feels like a story because Stephanie actually has history with those two women. So, but outside of that, none of these matches have story. That is why I had a problem with Battleground because you had weeks to build these stories, and it felt like you just threw that shit together 2 weeks out before the pay per view happened. You had Miles Bourne win the number one contendership against Obafemi, and then he had to fight Ethan Page the following week. When you could have been building that fucking story of Obafemi, the one time they get in the ring and do a promo battle against each other, it's the week of the Battleground pay per view. It's like, what the fuck am I investing myself into? It's like, what the fuck are we doing? That's what I didn't like about Battleground. It was like you just threw shit on a card and you didn't even explain it. You just threw it on a card. This is okay to do. I'm okay with you throwing shit on a card on this one because it's a different promotion. There's not too many people that you're going to go one on one with. There is no, you can throw shit on the card. It's a Worlds Collide. It's kind of like a Forbidden Door. You don't really need story. It's just like go out there and fucking have a match. I like that. That's better. Okay, cool. That is reserved for a situation like this. This last NXT Battleground, you've had the talent. You just never built the stories. It was just like, what the fuck are we doing? Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that at all. But I feel like Worlds Collide's already felt like a better pay per view because it feels a better PLE because it actually has what it needs, the proper matches. It's going to be great matches, and I cannot wait to see how this is going to look. Speaking of Stephanie Vicker, she lost a belt Tuesday. Yes, everybody that watched that moment, I know you probably have been watching it on YouTube and just as shocked as I was. I was like, what the fuck? She lost. Um, I was cool with her losing, to be honest with you, because it's time for her to go to the main roster. There's not too much you can do. Once you have Roxanne and Julia both leave and go to the main roster, it's like, what is Stephanie still doing down there? What is she still doing down there? I thought Jordan would still be there for a little bit, but it seems like she's also going to be leaving. If these reports are true, that Stephanie Vicker and Jordan Grace are both going to be getting called up very soon. I'm assuming at the Money in the Bank. I think Money in the Bank. Stephanie's already got a match on the card at AAA at the Worlds Collide match, so I don't really see her. I can see Jordan Grace being off of TV for a while to get acclimated to where she's gonna probably be going SmackDown. A lot of people's like, oh, she's gonna be on SmackDown this Friday. I'm not gonna sit there and say she won't be, but it doesn't make any sense because why is she gonna be on SmackDown this Friday when you already have a Money in the Bank women's qualifier match? Nia, Naomi, Jade. Bianca is also supposed to be back. And that's going to tell the story of who is Bianca sided with. Is she sided with Jade? Is she sided with Naomi? Does she finally agree with what Naomi said? Did she really help Naomi? You're going to see finally that story be taken in place. Maybe, just maybe, Jade Jordan comes out to help Jade. I don't think that would be a good idea to do. I personally wouldn't do that. But I can see Jordan Grace being completely and utterly acclimated into that storyline because she has history with Naomi from TNA. You can tell that story. Jay would probably need an ally if it's not Bianca. It has to be Jordan. Or is Jordan going to go heel? Because that could also work. Jordan Grace can go heel. She can team up with Naomi. They can be a team. That could be her muscle to go against Jade and Bianca. I wouldn't be. Damn, matter of fact, I would not mind that. I actually think that would be a better situation. I don't think Bianca needs to go full heel. I'm still one of those guys that don't think Bianca needs to go heel. But if she does go heel, you're gonna put two powerhouses. I mean, Bianca and Jade are kind of powerhouses, but it's like Jordan and Jade are really power fucking houses. Like that is like literally putting fucking gasoline on an already fucking flame fire. Like, what are we doing? like Like I can see Jordan being part of that. I'd rather Jordan just not be a part of that storyline. I just don't like it. I think it'd be a stupid decision. Um, but if Jordan Grace ends up in SmackDown, I wouldn't mind her going after the U.S. Championship, the Women's U.S. Championship. That title needs somebody that can go out there every week and go out there and put that title on their shoulders and go out there and work. Um, like I've been saying, SmackDown does not have the greatest women's situation. I mean, Raw has better women, not just the name value, but the in work ability. Um, just Raw has better women in work ability. Io, Kyrie, Liv, uh, Bailey, Becky, Roxanne. Now Stephanie is supposed to be going to Raw. Like it's like, and you still got Rhea, and you still got Rhea. Like it's like the fuck are we doing? Like, and still Natalia. Natalia's still a part of Raw. So I know people clown Natalia, but Natalia's one of the greatest to ever do it. So yeah, Raw has way more women. I've been said this. Raw has way more women on that roster that can handle themselves. Laura has plenty of people she could have worked with. She could have worked with Becky. She could work with Bailey. She could work with Liv. She could work with Raquel. She could work with Io, Kyrie. Uh, like she could work with a lot of people. And the same thing with Io. Io could work with a lot of people. But if you put Jordan Grace on SmackDown, what is she going to do? It seems that the plan is for Charlotte and Jade for some apparent reason. I don't think that's a good idea. We're gonna get a Charlotte and Jade match before we get a Charlotte and Bianca match. I don't like that. That's very stupid. Does Jordan Grace go after Charlotte? Does Jordan Grace go after Zelina Vega? I have said this before. I would not mind. This is my first time saying this on the pod, but I would not mind if I would not mind if Alexa Bliss is the next person to fight Tiffany Stratton. I would love to see that rivalry. I think that rivalry actually helped Tiffany way more than her and Charlotte would. Because Alexa Bliss on the microphone will give Tiffany something to actually care about. She would actually have Tiffany actually having to cut real promos. Not like Charlotte. Charlotte just is not great at that. I'm Charlotte and I'm, the queen and woo woo woo. But her, Tiffany and Alexa Bliss, that would do more for Tiffany's career than her and Charlotte. I say it right here. I don't give a fuck. I think Tiffany Stratton and Alexa Bliss rivalry would do more for Tiffany than whatever they thought Charlotte and her could do together. Because Alexa Bliss is one respected by the crowd, loved by the fans, but on top of that, she can fucking go in the ring, and she's actually a fucking personality that we actually want to root for. And on top of that, you can also give Tiffany the true you can see where Tiffany lies in fans' vision. Is she a face? Is she a heel? Is she a tweener? Alexa Bliss will push that to the test because the fans love Alexa. But if Alexa starts to become the heel Alexa, you can give Tiffany that face preference that you needed during the Charlotte situation. It felt like people just cheering for Tiffany because they just don't like Charlotte. This is the first time you will see if the fans are going to actually give Tiffany, make you sway one or the other. Is Tiffany a heel or is Tiffany a face? And you put her against Alexa Bliss, and you will immediately fucking see if she's a heel or if she's a face. That rivalry would do more for fucking Tiffany than Charlotte would. But Stephanie going to Raw, Jordan going to SmackDown. I would actually flip it. Matter of fact, I would have both of them go to SmackDown. Raw doesn't need more women. I just said this. SmackDown has, outside of the top, Bianca's coming back, Naomi, Jade, Tiffany, Charlotte, Chelsea Green. I think Chelsea's amazing. Chelsea Green, Zelina Vega. You need women on SmackDown. Like you need actual Julia now there, Jordan Grace now there. That's gonna be. I'm looking forward to seeing how this is gonna look going for it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm looking forward to seeing how it's gonna look going for it. But yeah. And last but not least, Seth Rollins. Now, if you know me, you know me. You know how much Seth Rollins is my favorite wrestler. Um, Seth Rollins is my favorite wrestler uh, of this generation. I think he's better than Roman. I've always said that. I think Seth's better than Roman. I think Seth can cut a promo. I think Seth go in the ring and have a fucking 5-star classic whenever the fuck he goes out there. Seth's just better than Roman in my mind. Like he's just better than Roman. Perfect example. Go watch them fight at Money in the Bank in 2016 when Seth came off of his knee injury. Probably the best match that those two men have ever had. Now, I don't know about that because the Royal Rumble in 2022 was probably one of my favorite matches that they've ever done. But the extended time, that was like a 30-minute match between Seth and Roman. That shit was good. Oh my god, that shit was good. Um, and then John Moxley called Cash the Money in the Bank. I love this Set faction. I love the fact that Set is actually got his own faction. Um, and it isn't because of the authority, and it's not because he's sold out to the authority or anything like that. It's his faction. I like that. He gets to pick who he wants in it. Brian Breaker, Bronson Reed, Paul Heyman as the talker. Where I have a problem with this faction, and I'm starting to see already the problems with this faction, and it could be a problem. It's not that it's the faction itself. It's you're not particularly doing anything. Like the Bloodline had a moment where they would just torment the shit out of people. Like they would go to Raw and just beat the shit out of every superstar on Raw. Even on SmackDown, they'll do that shit. You got Bronson Reed, you got Brian Breaker, and it feels like you have no idea on how to push them yet. I saw people already being like, "Oh, they need to go get the tag team titles." Why? I'm like, why? Every faction does not need everybody to hold a title, and I think that's the problem sometimes with people. Every faction does not need somebody to hold a title. If Set gets the title, that faction is already the most dominant faction because it has the main title. I think that the faction is great to look at. It's great in mindset. It's great to talk about. But at some point, you got to go get it. And you got to dominate. And at some point, Bronson Reed and Brian Breaker just standing outside to keep Set from getting, screwed over or some shit. That's not going to work. You got two of the most dominant fucking young talent in the fucking world right now, and Brian Breaker and Bronson Reed. Brian Breaker, who literally has shown you he could spare a man in fucking damn near half, and Bronson Reed, who have shown you that he can probably turn somebody's organs into mush with them tsunamis, and yet it feels like y'all don't know what you want to do with them yet. I would have assumed, and yes, now you got Bronson Reed, so we have to wait and we have to play it out. But at some point, there's got to be a goddamn conversation at some point. There's got to be a conversation at some point. When is Roman coming back on TV? Is it just going to be CM Punk and CM Punk and Sammy and Jey Uso? It seems like Jey Uso is getting thrown into this storyline for some fucking apparent reason. But this is the biggest problem I have with the storyline. It's feeling like you're slow cooking it. And I don't like that. It's already feeling like you're slow cooking it. And I do not like that. It's like, because, yes, like I said, we can sit and wait for anything. Cool. But you got to give me something. You got to make me understand, like, okay, this is why this is happening because of this. Cool. The thing also about the Bloodline storyline was it was a throughout the program type of feel. A couple weeks ago, when Paul Heyman came out and set the tone with Jey Uso, and was like, Seth wants the belt. He will even let you sign your own death certificate to when you're going to lose that belt to him. And Jay was like, shit, we can do it tonight. And Paul went backstage and was like, he's stupid. He bought it. I can't believe this. You were right. You were right. Because that was the story the whole night. We knew we were going to get a match. We knew it was going to be Seth. We knew it was going to be Jey Uso. We knew what it was about to be. It does not feel like that with this story. The thing about the Bloodline was it was consistent. It told a story from the beginning, the middle, and the end. It's like you tell a story at the beginning, so in the middle you just don't have it, and then at the end it's like, oh, see, is that? That's what the fuck WWE creative got to get back to, storyline wise. If you're gonna do a story, have it be the beginning, even in the Judgment Day. And as much as I didn't like the Judgment Day, they always Monday. They started off in the ring Monday, middle they had a segment in the backstage area, and then by the end of the show, the Judgment Day was fucking somebody up or getting fucked up. That's how it's supposed to be. I don't feel that way with this segment, this faction yet. It feels like you got a story at the beginning. We don't see him in the middle, and then at the end, it's like, da da. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's like, what is this? The Seth Rollins story faction needs to get to the dominant stage. They need to start now. Bronson Reed, go out and go attack Sami Zayn. Go fuck him over. Brian Breaker, I need you to take care of CM Punk. I got Jey Uso. That's what I need. I need that. And just feel like we don't have that right now. And like I said, we just got Bronson Reed in the group. I'm gonna give it another couple. I'm gonna give it another week or two. But by Money in the Bank, if y'all don't have this faction damn near about to hurt someone because they fuck with Seth, I got a problem with it. And that is it. That is it. See you guys next week. I did 3 Wrestling Live episodes. Good God Almighty. Next week I'll be back. Of course, Money in a Bank next Saturday. Wait, yeah, next Saturday. Yeah, next Saturday. Next Saturday is Money in the Bank and Rush Collide. I'll be doing both of those episodes. Um, yeah. But until then, I'm Brandon Janeau. This is Wrestling Life. Peace.